Good morning. I did an unboxing video of this 3-ton Badlands jack. Now I'm going to put it to work on doing a little small job. So this is a 2015 Volvo XC60. It has a wheel speed sensor that's gone bad on the passenger front. So I got the wheel speed sensor and the wiring harness to be able to fix the wiring harness that's on there. I don't know if there's anything wrong with it or not, but they sell a pigtail, so I figured why not. So I've used one of these jacks once before, and I really like them because they're off-road. They don't dig down into the ground, as easily as the regular 3-ton with the swivel wheels on the back of it, the steel wheels on the front. So let's grab the parts real quick. I got these from AutoZone. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be using the pigtail yet, but we'll have it just in case we need it. The lug nuts on this, or the lug studs on this, are 19 millimeter. So we've got our impact set up with a 19 millimeter. She's on full chooch, so. We're going to make sure when we go to put these back together to give it some schlickum, maybe not brake fluid, maybe oil, transmission fluid, something like that, because you can see the end of these. They're rusty, and this vehicle has not been up north. Give her a couple whacks on the top of the wheel. Roll it out. It's probably been up north because there is a lot of rust there. Unless they drove in the floodwaters, then that would make sense. So this wire here is our ABS sensor for the passenger front, and there is our ABS sensor. Sorry, I said ABS sensor. It's our wheel speed sensor. I'm going to see if I can do this without having to take the rotor and stuff off. I do have to have both hands, so I'll be right back. Alright, so with my left hand I reach down and push the tab. With my right hand I reached up and grabbed the wiring harness. So you can do it whichever way you feel comfortable doing it, but that's just the way that I did it. Now we can see down in there, you can kind of see the end of the wheel speed sensor. Let's see if I can get some light down in there. Alright, so we do have a Torx, and it looks like a T25, T20, maybe T30. It's kind of hard to tell based off the video, but if you put the sensor, one second, if you put the sensor down in there, it'll give you some idea on, come on, focus. It'll give you some idea on maybe how big it is in relation to the hole. This is an 8mm hole. Let me just see if I can stick my head over here and look down in there. That is absolutely a T20 or a T25. So I'm going to go grab both of those just to be on the safe side and come back and zip her right out of there. Alright, so I've got my Durasmash bit driver and a T25 down in there. I had to wiggle it just a little bit to get it in place, but it's there. It is a T25. At least this one is. I don't know if all of the others are going to be or not, but I'm going to get that out and I'll be right back. One more addition here. I have to have some long needle noses because that screwdriver is not magnetic. And the screw is already out and it's very tight, so be prepared. We're going to reach down in here and grab hold of this. Not the sensor, but the screw. The bolt, sorry. And there's our bolt. If I don't fall here, I'll make sure to sit it down on plastic since it kind of blends in with everything else here. And she is in there. She is tight in there. Just trying to wiggle it back and forth here, be able to get a little movement out of it. It's not doing very good. So let's take us some freeze off here and spray it down in there. This is my slickum of choice. Right, I gotta have another hand to be able to hold the straw. After a good coating, we'll let it sit for just a second. You can see it bubbling around there. This is, it's got a Freon inside of it, or a refrigerant inside of it to help cool everything down. And it's supposed to help expand, not expand, contract whatever you spray it on. Man, that's still tight. Hasn't moved any. So we're gonna get our needling noses down in there and try to pluck at it a little bit, just not too hard because you don't want to end up breaking it and then have to fully disassemble everything. It's like going to the dentist and he tells you, oh, I'm not gonna pull too hard. You liar. I can't really make out here exactly how far down in there I am, but I don't want to get into the threads. I may end up having to take this off, because taking it off will allow me to get behind the shield here a bit. It's not really easy using the camera as my eyes either. Alright, I'm going to fool with this for a minute and get it out of there. Y'all kind of get the idea anyways. It takes a little bit of finagling to get it out. Finally got that annoying thing out of there. I had to use hose clamp pliers and some 90-degree pliers. Hose clamp needle noses and some 90-degree needle noses. But she's out of there. Let's see, you can't see that. Now you can see that. We're going to clean that hole up. Put our new sensor in there and double check that this wiring harness is not an issue. If it is, we don't have a whole lot that we can change based off the wiring harness up top. So let's get some brake parts cleaner down in there and clean that hole up and then go from there.